Welcome to the Jeff
and the Bonch
Show.
Week 15.
Week 15.
Yeah. It's time for Perfect Picks.
Our picks are pretty good.
They are. They're pretty good.
14-2 last week.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Let's talk about Monday Night Football.
Indeed.
It's on Monday night. And...
Really?
Yeah.
Monday Football's on Monday night. Breaking news. Breaking news on the Jeff and the
Sometimes
Bonch
they
Show.
do, remember? On Thanksgiving, it's a special presentation of Sunday Night Football on
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
that is dumb.
It's not Sunday.
Monday Night Football is always on
It's
Monday
just your
night.
broadcasting team from Sunday. You can't trick me.
Anyway.
Finally,
Focus. Very important game.
Past 3 weeks,
Yeah.
we've had good matchups on Monday night.
Yeah, the Saints and the Seahawks, which ended up being a blowout.
Cowboys-Bears, which
Ended up being a blowout.
But they both were important games.
Important in the playoff race. And I think this is also very important.
It's a very important game. We have a similar situation to last week where...
Okay. Go ahead.
Where with the Bears and the Cowboys, now the Bears look like they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are in mode.
Yeah, they're...
Same exact situation here, whereas if the Ravens lose, they're in a little bit of trouble. Lions lose, they're in a little bit of trouble.
I think this is more important for the Lions. Because while the Ravens, they would be in trouble, I'm pretty sure they're the tiebreaker of the Dolphins, so they're tied with the 6th seed right now. Mm-hmm. And even if they lose, they're still going to be, at worst, tied for the 6th seed.
But don't the Ravens play... I think they play the Patriots and the
Ravens have a tough
something.
schedule. This is probably... You can make an argument this is their easiest game
This is
left.
their easiest game.
Was this in Detroit?
It's in Detroit.
Honestly, I don't know if that is their easiest game then.
Well, Patriots and Bengals, I don't know if they're...
But the Bengals might have nothing to play for.
Mm-hmm.
In week 17.
Well, we'll see. But
we'll
still,
see.
they're going to... You don't think they're going to want to keep the division...
Oh, of course.
They're going to have something to play for. So...
But, see, the Ravens, I think, you can make an argument to lose this game. They're still the best of the bunch remaining in what they're working with. The Lions, meanwhile, are now in a race with the Chicago Bears after the big one on Monday night, tied for first place, and not totally out of it yet with the Green Bay Packers.
Let's not forget the Green Bay Packers.
We kind of wrote them off on last week's episode.
Yeah, and it's weird because they've sort of gotten... They were lucky that they played the Falcons last week, and they were able to sort of squeak out a win.
Yes. 1 point win.
And now what are they? 6-1?
6-1, yes.
6-1. And what are the Lions and the Bears? 7-6.
7-6. That tie could come back to bite the Packers. See, I was really excited about the chance of the Packers making the playoffs when I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to play this week. Mm-hmm. It turns out, as of we're taping this on Thursday, it sounds like he's not going to play. Mm-hmm. And this week they happen to be playing the Dallas Cowboys.
We're jumping ahead of game. Let's finish this game. Then we'll get to that game.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I know you are. I know what you're saying.
Fine.
Okay. So who are we taking to win this game? Let's get down to it. Who are you taking?
Seems like a must-win for the Lions for me. So
I agree. I'm also going with Detroit.
Well, the Ravens can lose this game and they can still make the playoffs with the loss in this game, despite their schedule being tough. I think the Lions have to win this game.
And I also think the circumstances of... The Ravens got a lucky win last week. Mm-hmm. They're like, whew, we got the lucky win. Whereas the Lions, they had this game in the snow. It was wacky. Reggie Bush didn't play. You don't think Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson are both going to be frustrated?
Yes.
And now they're in Detroit with their home crowd. They're going to take it out on the Ravens. They're going to score a ton of points.
They're in prime time. This is a game they have to win to stay afloat in the race with the Bears and the Packers.
I think they'll win. I think they'll take this one. So speaking of the Packers...
Yes.
Do you want to talk about this game?
I think so. I think it's important.
Okay.
So we have a couple teams who are not out of the race yet.
We've got the Cowboys. Their defense...
Here we go again. That's my thoughts on the Cowboys. Here we go again.
Is horrendous. It was so bad.
Okay, last year the Saints' defense broke the record for most yards allowed. And we talked about how awful they were. The Cowboys are on pace to break the record after 1 year. The Saints are going to hold the record for 1 year. That's how bad the Cowboys' defense is.
The game's in Dallas.
Yes. Dallas has to have it.
Dallas must win now.
But so do the Packers. If the Packers have any prayer of possibly making the playoffs, they have to have this game. And I was ready to pick the Packers until I heard that Aaron Rodgers probably is not going to play.
Well, I was ready to pick the Packers. And I'm picking the Packers.
You're picking the Matt Flynn-led Packers?
I don't
in Dallas?
care. I don't care. The Cowboys just have shown me nothing in the last game. They showed nothing, Bonch. Nothing.
I understand that. But what the Cowboys will do, especially this time of the year, is you'll count them out. Then they'll get that win and think, okay, maybe they're going to come back and do it. And then in Week 17, they'll fall on their face.
The Cowboys' defense is just so bad. All the Packers have to do is hand off to Eddie Lacy, run it a little. Then the Cowboys' pass defense is horrendous too. Even if with Matt Flynn, they still have Jordy Nelson.
I understand
They'll be fine. They'll get some points. The Cowboys, Jason Garrett should be fired. That's what should happen.
I agree with that.
He should be fired.
I agree with that, but we're not at that point.
Okay.
Yet. I think it's classic Cowboys to lose the big primetime game on Monday night and then get the win the next week to make everyone think, okay, we're not out of it yet. And the ultimate Cowboys Judgment Day will be later in the season, Week 17, against the Eagles. I'm not ready to count the Cowboys.
It's still the Packers, though.
It's not the Packers without Aaron Rodgers.
They're going to win in Dallas.
No, I can't pick Matt Flynn.
Also, Dallas doesn't really have that much of a home field advantage since they have the new stadium.
I'm still not picking Matt Flynn on the road. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was ready to take the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. I am not ready to with Matt Flynn.
All right, well, I'll take him with
I'll take Dallas. Dallas with their typical win to say, okay, we're still not out of the race yet before they eventually miss the playoffs in Week 17.
Thinking a Tony Romo pick 6.
Oh, we didn't. No, Tony Romo was not the problem last week, so odds are you would think that he'd have his breakdown moment this week.
It was part of the problem. He only looked at Des Bryant 4 times in the
Well,
whole game. That's pretty bad.
I know a couple fantasy owners are a little upset about that.
That's true. It's time for
La 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 la.
Lock it up.
It up. Yeah, there's our lock. We're never opening.
Yeah, we're gonna return it to
You keep saying that.
to Caldor or something.
Caldor. There's a reference nobody's gonna get.
Why? Those only on the East Coast?
I might think it was.
They were only on the East Coast.
They were back in the mid '90s. Anyway, moving on.
Lock of the week.
That's easy.
Colts. You're taking the Colts.
Colts are playing the Houston Texans. 11 losses in a row and count. No, we're at 12 now. 12 losses in a row. No, we're at 11.
I'm not taking the
Colts. 11.
I'm taking the Colts to win. I'm not taking.
I was gonna say. I mean, how am I picking the Texans ever again this season?
Yeah,
we're on 11 straight losses.
For the lock of the week, I'm going to Eagles.
Fair.
Eagles in Minnesota.
Is this more about the Eagles or is it about the Vikings?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. The Eagles are hot. That's what's funny. Is
they
every
are
week we
smoking
say,
hot.
"Oh, the NFC East.
They're on fire right now.
The NFC East stinks." That's what we always say.
Arguably the hottest team in football.
But
now the Panthers lost.
They don't stink. That's what's weird is that they keep winning games. Nick Foles had a turnover, but it doesn't matter. That was in the snow. It was a crazy game.
Possibly breakout player of the season, Nick Foles.
Yeah, and it's sort of funny because everybody still is overlooking them because we're just so convinced in our heads, that the NFC East stinks, so forget about it.
And that was true, say, in mid-October.
And it was.
But now they're respectable.
Especially with
respectable record.
Especially with LaShawn McCoy, the way that he's playing right now.
Yes.
That guy is insane.
All I know is there was snow. There was a lot of snow in Philadelphia. Does LaShawn McCoy care? No. Maybe because nobody can see him. He's so small and fast. I mean, nobody can tackle him in the snow. But
that was the kind of game where
he was running on him.
The tougher team is just gonna win because it's in the snow. Anything can happen, and they crushed the Lions. It was close for a little while.
It was close.
And then
I thought the Lions
McCoy,
were going to win that game.
And LaShawn McCoy just said, "You know what? I'm just going to keep running it, and I'll get 280 yards or whatever he got."
Might be something telling about the Lions in that game too.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking the Eagles as the lock of the week.
Fair.
Even though it's in Minnesota, I really don't care. Especially Adrian Peterson is hurt now.
Yeah, I mean, he might play, but he's not going to be 100%.
Yeah, and why would you risk playing him
I wouldn't.
that much?
Well, how much money
all?
is he making?
Yeah, why would you?
You could do upset special. I don't really have a good one.
Upset special time! And you know my upset special has to be pretty good.
Right.
If the Packers over the Cowboys in Dallas wasn't the upset
That's
special.
True.
Because that in itself is sort of a mini upset special. So let's go with you first. Do you have an upset special or no?
Not really. I mean, I have one I've been thinking about.
And what's your upset?
I'm looking at the Bears. They're playing Cleveland. And I'm pretty sure it's in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's not an upset.
I mean, I would consider an upset after a huge win on Monday Night Football.
Oh, you're picking Cleveland?
Yes!
I thought you were picking Chicago. I was like...
Obviously!
I thought you were... I
said I'm looking at the Bears, meaning I'm looking at their game.
Oh,
and they're in a very important game in a division race with the Lions. Or I'm having a huge win on Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to Cleveland, who has a pretty good defense. They're a bad team. It's not the kind of team you blow out. They're always kind of like in the game. They played the Patriots very tough.
I have a big upset in store for you, Bonch.
Really, do you?
Because...
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
gonna put your Jets hat on for this one.
Was this what gave it away? This right here, this
Good
little
grief.
number.
I'll hold it.
Yeah, you will. The Jets are gonna go into Carolina at 4:05 p.m. I think Eastern Standard Time, and beat the Carolina Panthers. Whoa.
No.
Yes,
They're
it's
not.
going to happen.
It must have been that inspiring win over the powerhouse Oakland Raiders that convinced you the Jets are back on track.
No,
is that it?
It wasn't that. It was the Panthers, actually. Because I thought that the Panthers would be competitive with the Saints and then lose.
Mm-hmm.
They got crushed. The Saints exposed every weakness that the Panthers have.
Yes.
If only Rex Ryan had somebody on the Saints he could talk to, say, for a long time about every one of those weaknesses and how to exploit them, and maybe help him gain some even extra insight that he would have even had if he was just watching the game tape.
Okay.
Which he does, because he has his brother. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Then you throw in the fact that this is a trap game for the Panthers. It's a trap game for them. I don't care.
I suppose. They had the Saints coming up next week.
Yeah. All right, you could say, oh, the Panthers, they just got crushed. They're going to really want to win. They're going to really want to beat the Saints.
Yes.
They really want revenge. They're not thinking, oh, well, now we play a bunch of crappy teams. Let's go out and crush them. They're thinking, I want the revenge against the Saints when they come to us to play us here. They're not even thinking about the Jets. You can't tell me that they're thinking about the Jets.
It's
a trap
you're
game.
right.
It's a trap game. Rex Ryan's got his brother telling him exactly how to beat this team. The Panthers are not great.
Uh-huh.
They're not great.
Okay, there's a few things Rob Ryan has to help beat the Panthers. One, they were playing at home, not in Carolina. Two, they have this guy named Drew Brees.
Okay.
Three, they have this guy named Jimmy Graham.
Okay.
Four, they have this guy named Marcus Colston who's back from the dead all of a sudden.
All right,
the Jets have Geno
No.
Smith, Jeff Cumberland, David Nelson.
All right. But did the Saints win that game in a shootout?
No, they
the
won in a
Panthers
blowout.
scored no points, so it wouldn't have mattered. It
I
wouldn't have
suppose.
mattered. The Jets could win this game 10-7.
They're not going to win this game 10-7.
Well, the Panthers aren't going to run it at all against them.
We'll see.
Not at all.
We'll see.
We will see. When the Jets upset the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, final score 33-10.
Yeah, how was your Redskins?
Carolina.
How was your
well,
Redskins?
I
pick last
admitted that
week?
was a stretch.
How was your Redskins over
I
the Chiefs
I couldn't
today?
be more confident the Panthers are going to blow out the
Is that
Jets.
good?
Are you sure there's no other games you want to talk about? You don't have no other upsets or any kind of any kind?
Oh, I thought you meant like there really... Is there another game we should talk about?
Well, I just said something else I'd like to bring up. The San Francisco 49ers!
Oh my god. Don't attack me.
After Jeff in his constant beatdown of the Niners, they're not going to make the playoffs. What do? They beat the Seattle Seahawks. We are in week 15.
At home, barely. They got lucky.
Who cares? They won the game.
So what? They could still miss the playoffs.
They're making the playoffs. Will you admit it finally?
No, I won't admit it.
Okay, how are they missing the playoffs? Explain this to me.
I don't even know. But they
Exactly,
missed the
because you
playoffs.
don't know because they're not going to.
It
You are
doesn't
out of
matter.
excuses from the Niners.
Because
They're making the playoffs.
They're not a good team.
How did they beat the Seattle Seahawks?
They got lucky.
So their defense is fluky, their offense is fluky. You just hate the Niners.
No, their defense.
Why
and
do you
offense
hate
are,
them?
They are fluky.
What's fluky about them?
Colin Kaepernick. is
Okay, you hate
fluky.
Colin Kaepernick. We
I
get that.
don't like Colin
We
Kaepernick.
get that. Their defense pretty much shut down the Seahawks for most of that game.
Uh-huh.
They have an excellent defense. You know they do.
They don't have an excellent defense.
They have a very good defense.
An
Will you
excellent
stop?
defense. They had an excellent defense last
They
year.
have a very good
They
defense.
do not have
They have
an
a very
excellent
good
defense.
defense.
They won a must-win
You were
game
so
at
upset
home
that
against
the
Seahawks.
not the Niners won. Yeah, a game that you said they would get crushed in. Crushed.
They're not an impressive team.
They're gonna make the playoffs, and you can't stand it. It bothers you so much.
I'll admit it when they're in the playoffs. How about that?
Okay.
I'll
Take
wear
2
a
weeks.
49ers shirt or
No,
something.
you won't. You don't own a 49ers shirt.
Neither do you, because they stink.
You're so upset. You're so upset you were wrong.
I'm not upset.
It bothers you so much that the Niners are good.
Watch them lose. If they lose this week to the Bucks, I'm going to be thrilled.
I know, because
You know it.
you're
I
just
will
begging.
be-
You're out of options. This is your last chance.
I will be thrilled.
This is your last chance.
It's not my last chance, because they can lose to the Cardinals, and then they could lose again.
First of all, they play the Cardinals week 17.
Yeah. So
Second of all, they have the tiebreaker with the Cardinals.
So they could lose next week.
Third of all, who the Cardinals play next week?
Oh, the Seahawks.
They're in Seattle.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, whatever. Not Jeff's so
Whatever.
upset that the Niners are making the
They're
playoffs.
not going to make the playoffs.
He's so out of. He's out of opportunities to get the Niners out. Try having the Rams beat
watch
them.
them
Try the
lose
Seahawks beat
this
them.
week. You will be crushed.
I won't be crushed.
I almost
I'm
want to
not a
change
Niners
it
fan.
so that I pick that. The
Go
Bucks.
ahead. Do it. I dare you.
Does he really dare me?
Yes, I double dare you. Because your main goal is to make sure that the Niners don't get in the playoffs, and your last chance is the only way this is basically going to happen anymore is if the Bucks beat them.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Of course.
The Bucks. will beat the San Francisco 49ers.
It's your last prayer.
Yes, they're going to beat them.
You hate the Niners
It's
this year. It's
in
amazing.
Tampa Bay. Think about that.
So
man.
what?
Think about Vincent Jackson.
Mike Glennon?
Think about, he's...
Greg Schiano is such a great
I'm
coach.
going to say Mike Glennon is due. Due for
what?
You know, you've got another situation where Greg Schiano, if he wants to keep his job, all he's got to do is win a game or two more, at least this game. If he wins this game, then they haven't looked as bad the past few. The Bucks
Grasping for
are
straws,
going
my
to
friend.
be... What?
Grasping for straws.
Yeah.
You're on your last legs with this Niners will not make the playoffs pick.
This week, there's going to be huge upsets. The Packers beating the Cowboys in Dallas.
The Panthers losing
losing to the Jets in Carolina. And the Bucks beating the 49ers.
You're stretching it.
I'm not stretching it.
You are.
If I go 3 for 3, you have to like do something stupid.
Okay, you're not going. I'm not worried about that.
You have to wear a funny hat. How about that? If I go 3 for 3, if the Packers beat the Cowboys, and the Jets beat the Panthers, and the Bucks beat the 49ers, we have to wear a funny hat.
Done.
Deal. There we go.
Easiest bet I've ever met in my life.
Yep. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right. Thank you for watching the Jack
And the Bonch
Show.
Be back next week. I will not be wearing a funny hat.
You will be wearing the wackiest hat you've ever seen.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, America.
Shalom.